Overview: the Four Immeasurable Minds are not a conceptual practice. Elder Thich Thong Lac taught that the Four Immeasurable Minds, the Four Immeasurables, loving kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy, and equanimity, are not a meditation practice where you sit in one place to imagine or visualize, thinking, "I am spreading loving kindness to all beings," or "I feel pity for all beings." Such a method is a practice of imagination, a conceptual exercise. It is not practical and does not lead to concrete results of liberation. Instead, the Four Immeasurable Minds are living, dynamic ethical actions. They are the external manifestation of a purified mind, a lifestyle of letting go of desires and unwholesome states. They are the four fundamental virtues that form the character of a noble one, expressed in every second, every minute of daily life. To cultivate the Four Immeasurable Minds is to practice ethics, concentration, wisdom in the most concrete way. 2. Analysis, practical guidance, and specific examples. 1. Loving kindness, the mind of non-anger. The essence: not to bring suffering to oneself, not to bring suffering to others, and not to bring suffering to any living being. The foundation of loving kindness is ethical precepts. Practical guidance. 1. Living by the 5 precepts. This is the most fundamental and vital act of practicing loving kindness. Each precept is a concrete act of love. Abstaining from killing, not swatting a mosquito, not crushing an ant. This is loving kindness. Abstaining from taking what is not given is loving kindness. Abstaining from harsh speech, scolding, or insulting others is loving kindness. 2. Using right intention. Intention mean a conscious and deliberate mental act of directing your mind or setting a purpose. The elder taught that one must use phrases for mental guidance to train the mind, turning virtuous conduct into a natural reflex. Before an action occurs, apply this intention. When walking, as I walk, I vow not to step on any living being. My footsteps are footsteps of compassion. When working with your hands, as I extend my hand, I vow this hand will do no evil, only good. My hand is a hand of compassion. When someone insults you, this person scolds me because they are suffering, they are afflicted. I vow to feel love for them, not anger. May my mind be like the earth. No matter what filth is thrown upon it, the earth feels no resentment. 3. Contemplating the body's impermanence. To have love for yourself, contemplate that this body is impermanent, a temporary composite, not me or mine. By doing so, you will not mistreat it, force it to overwork, or indulge it in harmful sensual pleasures. Illustrative example from the elder: when someone scolds us, can we truly love them? Most of us remember the Buddha's teaching, use loving kindness to overcome anger, but how many can actually do it? It requires training, daily reminders. Before anger arises, remember, they are suffering, that is why they are angry. I vow to love them. By reminding yourself this way, the anger will subside. That is true practice, that is real action. When you see an animal, do not let the thought of killing it for food or because it's a pest arise. Instead, think, it cherishes life and fears death, just like me. Then, find a gentle way to guide it away. That is loving kindness being expressed through action. 2. Compassion, the mind of non-harming, active help. The essence, the practical action of relieving suffering when you see beings in distress, within your capabilities. The mind of compassion only arises when there is a suffering being before you. Practical guidance. 1. Observe and identify suffering. Practice observing your surroundings, from family members to people in society. Who needs help? Who is in sorrow? 2. Act within your means, materially, If you see a hungry person, give them a meal. If you see someone in rags, give them clothes. If you see a sick person, help with medicine and care. Mentally/spiritually, listen to someone who is facing a crisis. Comfort them with sincere, kind words. Share experiences to help them overcome their difficulties. 3. The highest act of compassion, guide others to the right path. Help them understand the law of karma, the path of ethics, so they can free themselves from suffering. This is compassion that addresses the root cause. Illustrative example from the Elder. Imagine you see a tree being choked by a vine, about to die. A person with a compassionate mind cannot ignore it. They will go and remove the vine to save the tree. That act of removing the vine is the practice of compassion. It is not about sitting there and feeling sorry for the tree. When you see an elderly beggar, the mind of compassion arises. We don't just give them money. We should try to see if they are truly in need or being exploited by others. If they are truly suffering, we help. If they are being exploited, we try to report it to the authorities to save them from their abusers. That is compassion combined with wisdom, not blind pity. 3. Sympathetic joy, the mind of non-jealousy. The essence, genuine happiness when seeing others succeed, find happiness, or perform good deeds. This is a practice to eradicate jealousy and envy, one of the most toxic and subtle mental defilements. Practical guidance. 1. Practice rejoicing in others' success. When you hear that a friend got a promotion or a neighbor built a new house, give rise to the thought, how wonderful for them. I hope they become even more successful. 2. Praise good deeds. When you see someone doing charity work or helping others, approach them and say, your actions are so worthy of respect. I truly rejoice in what you are doing. This not only encourages the doer, but also cultivates your own sympathetic joy. 3. Use right intention. When the mind of jealousy or comparison arises, immediately apply this thought, envy is an unwholesome state, it only brings suffering to myself. I choose to rejoice in the happiness of others. My mind is joyful, serene, and at peace. Illustrative example from the Elder. A fellow practitioner is diligent, and achieves a state of deep concentration, samadhi. Instead of feeling jealous and thinking, why can't I achieve that? You should approach them, congratulate them, and ask about their experience. Rejoice in their progress. That sympathetic joy will help you dismantle your ego, and you yourself will also progress. When you see someone's business prosper, don't feel resentment. Think, this is their karmic reward. They planted good seeds in the past, and now they are harvesting good fruit. How wonderful! Thinking like this is to cultivate sympathetic joy. 4. Equanimity, the mind of non-attachment, letting go. The essence, a state of mind that is imperturbable, serene, and peaceful in the face of worldly conditions. It is the letting go of all clinging and attachment. It is often misunderstood as indifference, but it is an unshakable peace born from wisdom. Practical guidance. 1. Letting go in good deeds. After doing a good deed, an act of loving kindness, compassion, or joy, let go of it immediately. Do not boast about it, do not expect gratitude or reward. The deed is done, the mind does not cling. 2. Letting go in the face of adversity. When faced with criticism, false accusations or loss of property, contemplate, this is the result, fruit, of some unwholesome seed I have planted in the past. I will accept this fruit and not plant new seeds of anger. The mind remains unshakable, calm, and at peace. 3. Letting go in karma, when you have done your best to help someone, practicing compassion, but failed, you must let go, practice equanimity. Understand that each person has their own karma, and you cannot carry it for them or change it all. If you cannot let go, you will embrace affliction and suffering. 4. Using right intention to let go. The elder advised silently reciting this verse often to saturate the mind with the spirit of release. Let it go, let it go. What is the use of holding on? When the breath ceases, what is left? All things are impermanent, so let it go. Illustrative example from the elder. A lay disciple offers the teacher a gift. The teacher accepts it, but his mind does not cling to the object. If someone else needs it, the teacher is ready to give it away immediately. That is the mind of equanimity. To keep it and become attached to it is to still have greed. When your children are disobedient and cause you sorrow, you have advised them with all your heart, but they do not change. At this point, you must let go. You must understand that this is their karma. You continue to live an ethical life as an example, but you cannot embrace suffering and anxiety because of them. Your mind must be serene. That is equanimity. 3. Conclusion. According to the teachings of Elder Thich Thong Lac, the Four Immeasurable Minds are not four separate practices but a unified whole of ethical living. They are intimately interconnected, because there is loving kindness, not doing evil, compassion, doing good, can arise. Seeing others do good, we have sympathetic joy, rejoicing with them. And to do all of these things with a mind free from attachment and expectation, that is equanimity. To cultivate the Four Immeasurable Minds is to live an ethical life, to purify the mind, and it is the most direct and practical path to the cessation of all suffering. This is the original, pristine Dharma taught by the Buddha, which Elder Thich Thong Lac strived to revive and clarify. Subscribe to the Mindful Plant Path and begin your journey towards a more peaceful, compassionate, and fulfilling life.